I'm calling the other dude all day when I found out what happened. I'm calling him, blowing his phone up. He ain't called me till 9 o'clock. I wake up at like 12. I end up going to the party at like 1:45. So as I'm walking to the party, I call him. I'm like, damn, what happened, bro? He, man, woo, this, that, and the third. It happened out of nowhere. Talking about they crashed into a tree or some man. What the f that tell you, bro? You answer the phone all week, then when this happen, you don't answer the phone. Talking about a can't call you when I been blowing your phone up all that's some backdoor man.
Show your face. Show your face, please, with sugar on top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, at this point, I think we all can agree that something isn't adding up when it comes to the death of Chief Keef affiliate and OBlock affiliate T Slick. Right, aside from the stories that we heard, right now, all we can go off of is what we told. And I always tell y'all that the truth is one way, and so far we have been getting all type of conflicting stories and confusing stories. And then even in the articles that we've been reading, they don't really have any information concerning the whole situation either. Right? The only good thing that they told us was the fact that he was in a car when he was shot and killed. And at first everybody thought he was shot and killed during a party. Everybody was saying, oh, he was at the party, something happened and he was shot and he lost his life. But the news articles actually came out and told us that that actually isn't true. He was in a vehicle when he was shot. Now, in the last video we did, I did describe that something isn't adding up, because if he was in a vehicle, then who was he with? You know, I doubt he's going to go all the way to Illinois by himself to attend a party and nobody was with him. But on the flip side, you know, let's be real. We do know that when these type of situations happen, a lot of times when the police arrive, guys don't like to be around for their own reasons. You know, maybe they got stuff or warrants or whatever. They just don't like to be around when the cops come. So that's a possibility too. Or the whole party and everything from the beginning was a setup. Right now, I'm gonna speak on that because we have got some information from somebody that knows a little something about the party that we was told. They provided a little bit information, a little bit more, so I'm just bringing it to you guys. Once again, I'm not about to sit here and act like I know exactly what's going on. All I know is from the beginning, I said some type of foul play seemed like it went on because it just doesn't make sense. And slowly but surely, people are starting to come out and say certain things. And we actually got somebody that informed us on the whole party situation. And not only that, T Slick's family is starting to come out and say certain things too, like his associates. So like the old saying goes, man, what's done in the dark eventually comes to light. And I think that's what we're seeing here. We're definitely getting more updates on what's going on. And I told y'all, every time we get an update, we're definitely going to update y'all. Now, let's start from the beginning real quick. There's a lot of false narratives being pushed out there. I don't know if maybe the platforms are unaware or they're getting word from people that don't really know what's going on, but I'm hearing all types of things out there. And there's no disrespect to anybody's platform, because we don't need to dim anybody's light just so we can shine, because that's not our style. But what I'm saying is certain things being put out just doesn't make sense or correlate to what's actually going on or took place with T Slick. Now, I've seen somewhere someone said that T Slick was selling lean and that's how they lured him out there. Now, guess what? I'm not saying he did or he didn't sell lean because I don't know his business. But what I am saying is that that wasn't the case, right? So come to find out that the party that T Slick was supposed to be attending, it wasn't just a regular party that he was attending to kick it and have fun at. Come to find out, T Slick was actually scheduled to perform there. I'll put the flyer on the screen real quick so you guys can check it out. Now, for the people that claims that Slick was lured out there by selling lean, why wasn't any lean or any substances reported when police got there? They said it was basically a drive-by shooting according to the reports, so if he was in fact lured in that way by selling lean, why wasn't any found on the scene? Right? Now, once again, I'm not saying that that's not what he was doing. I don't know his business, whether he was or what he wasn't. But what I'm saying is, at that particular time, that's not why he was there. But anyway, let's focus on this party that he was scheduled to perform at because it gets a little deeper according to a source. Now, this opens up another can of worms because, for one, if he was scheduled to perform, why is it being kept a secret? Right? Why is nobody talking about the performance that he was supposed to be doing at this party? And two, if he was scheduled to perform, to my knowledge, it would have been his first performance. So I find it hard to believe that Slick was pulling up to a party by himself to perform. Even if he didn't perform, who's going to a party themselves, especially in Chicago, just by yourself? Just the fact that they keep saying he was by himself is a red flag to me. But now that we know that he was scheduled to perform, for the people that think he wasn't, let's prove it even further. Now here's a conversation Slick had with someone about attending the party he was performing at, and proof that this person was speaking to Slick about attending the party on FaceTime. It wasn't just about him selling lean, he was supposed to go to a party. Check this out. Now here's the individual explaining that T Slick was supposed to perform and him trying to get a hold of T Slick before he actually knew what happened to him, as well as trying to get in contact with the person responsible for throwing the party. He would say, quote, "We were supposed to attend a party that night. He was supposed to perform. We was looking forward to that. Last thing he told me, he was coming out at 11. After I messaged and called him, he didn't answer, nor did the other person. Ish fool. Like I said, I was blowing his phone up. Later today, the BM asked, did you hear from him? I didn't, so I walked to the work release center. Then the guy I work with came out and said, sorry for your loss. But the street gonna say this and that, but he trusted whom he was with." So now that y'all see that the information is coming from someone who was actually close to the situation, let's get into what we were told took place. Now, once again, all of this is still alleged. I'm not saying it's 100% fact, so take it with a grain of salt. I'm not here to try and sway you into believing a certain narrative, but this is information that came to us and it seems more credible than the stuff that we've been hearing. So as I break it down, I'm also going to play a few voice notes of the individual breaking it down as well, and then we're going to put things into perspective. Now, the first thing we must take into consideration is the fact that the flyer said that the party started at 11 p.m. and wasn't ending until 4 a.m. The news told us that the shooting took place around 1:25 a.m., which is when police was called to the scene, and when police arrived, they found a man who was later identified as Antoine Thomas, aka T Slick, in a vehicle with gunshot wounds. It was reported that it appeared the car had been struck by gunfire, and according to them, Slick was the only one hit in the process. Now, after medics arrived to the scene, Slick was taken to OSF Healthcare St. Francis Medical Center, where he was later pronounced deceased around 2:18 a.m. Now, a source says Slick was already clearly deceased on the scene, so I don't know why it took so long to declare it an hour later, as if they didn't already know. However, the $1 million question is this. What happened from 11 a.m. to 1:25 a.m. when T Slick was shot? Right? Who was he around? Who was he communicating with? If the party started at 11 a.m. and he was set to perform, but he was shot at 1:25 a.m., what happened during those 2 hours? Keep in mind, we're told that Slick was supposed to perform, but he never even performed. That's another thing. He didn't get to perform. And to make matters even worse, we're told the person who set the party up never even showed up to the party, and after everything happened, he stopped answering his phone. So it's kind of like, something's a bit strange. Check this out.
Slick situation, you ain't hear about it? Certain people heard about it. I'm calling them all night, bro. Hookah, I'm calling them all night. Him and the other dude, seeing where they at, they never answer. They never answer. Because earlier that day, I had a little situation.
Now let's go back to the message where they say T Slick was in the car with someone at some point in time. And let's be real, he had to be with someone. Why else would somebody be at a party for 2 hours outside by themselves? It doesn't make sense. And like I stated before, take all of this with a grain of salt because it's not like it's 100% facts. But like I said, I can't sit here and believe that he was there for 2 hours all by himself just outside of a party. Not in communication with anyone, nobody's seen anything, nobody got any videos, nothing. Something ain't adding up. And whoever the person that was in charge of the party or holding the event, I think that's who should be speaking up. Because according to another individual, when everything happened, he started acting funny, not answering calls no more, the whole 9 yards. Why? So for the guys that are lost about what's being said, basically it was a party that T Slick was supposed to perform at. He got there at 11 or a little after 11 because that's when it started. Somewhere in between that time, he was shot and killed in his car by 1:30 a.m. The guy who the party was supposed to be for never showed up, and when he was contacted to try and see what was going on, he didn't pick up his phone until the following day. Right? And here's another thing. Clearly, it had to be somebody that knew T Slick was going to be there because on the flyer, it says private location. This wasn't just any random party where people just could come in and no, it was one of those parties where you had to be invited. So another thing, how was he sought out of everybody? Right? If it's a party that was going on, it was a private location where people had to be invited. How was he sought out after? How would they know what car he was in? How did people know this? You see what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes into it. This wasn't just some random act. I personally think it was a targeted situation, but to each his own. Now, so far, that's all the information I got. Once again, it's all alleged at this point. I want to make this clear. It's all alleged, right? None of this is 100% fact. This is just us observing the situation of what we're being told and coming to our own conclusion. So now that y'all got, a little bit of understanding of it actually being a party, him supposed to perform, it starting at 11, but he was shot and killed at 1:25 a.m. Now y'all could come to your own conclusion. Right? Because it did clear up a few rumors that was flying around. First, everybody thought it was a situation that took place at a party where he was shot inside of a party. We found out that that wasn't the case. We didn't know that he was scheduled to perform. Right? We didn't even know that he didn't even make it inside the party. So I don't know about y'all, but something just don't seem right. It's a little more details that was told about the situation as well. But I'll save that because I think it's too early to be making certain accusations. But it's a lot going on behind the scenes when it comes to this situation, y'all. Once again, it was done in the dark, will eventually come to light. It just is what it is. Now, Chief Keef has finally spoken in regards to T Slick passing. Most people was waiting on Chief Keef to see what he had to say, considering how close him and T Slick actually was. Neither one of them got to see each other due to the circumstances, with Chief Keef being in Cali and not being able to come to Chicago, and T Slick being in Chicago, not being able to leave because of parole, right? But Keef did show that him and Slick actually had a song together that's going to be on Almighty Soul 2. All right, but Chief Keef would post simply a thread of pics of himself and caption it saying, quote, "Keep the change, you filthy animal." Hashtag long live Slick. Now it sounds a little subliminal, but once again, I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about everything. There's somebody else that put up a subliminal. I'm not gonna get too deep in it because y'all gonna say, oh, Hookah, you being a conspiracy theorist, but if you know, you know, it is what it is. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'ma keep on dropping. And I'm out.
But bro ain't go to his own party, man. Like, if I'm finna clear my name, I'm going to the party. And whatever happened, gonna happen. Cause if I ain't had nothing to do with that, I'm showing my face at my party. You feel me? Like, this is just weird.